you and I. Three simple words, but when spoken with purpose, they can change the way people see you forever. Imagine having the ability to leave a lasting impression on anyone you meet, not through grand gestures or elaborate conversations, but with just three simple words. It may sound almost too good to be true, but the truth is, the power of words is unmatched when used with precision and intent. In relationships often built on casual words, these three simple words hold the key to creating meaningful connections. At some point, everyone has experienced the frustration of a conversation going nowhere. You might say the right things, yet still fail to spark interest or leave an impression. This isn't because you lack charisma or charm. It's because the words you use don't carry the weight needed to truly connect. The majority of greetings and phrases people rely on are generic, offering nothing memorable to the listener. The difference between being forgettable and being someone others can't stop thinking about often lies in the way you communicate your intentions. These three words, you and I, carry an emotional power that goes beyond their simplicity. They are not just a combination of syllables. They are a bridge to shared experiences, to genuine interest, and to mutual understanding. Unlike common expressions that fade into the noise, you and I sends a message that is clear, direct, and profoundly engaging. It declares, "We are in this together. There's a bond here worth exploring." The beauty of these words lies in their ability to adapt to any situation. Whether you're meeting someone for the first time or nurturing an established relationship, they serve as a tool to inspire curiosity and foster intimacy. With a few well-chosen words, you're not just starting a conversation, you're creating a moment. Words are more than just sounds or letters strung together. They are the foundation of how we connect, influence, and leave lasting impressions. In relationships, words can either spark emotions or fade into irrelevance. Yet too often, we rely on common phrases that lack depth or fail to create a meaningful impact. This is where the right choice of words becomes a game changer. Think about it. Every interaction begins with words. Whether it's a greeting, a compliment, or a simple statement, what we say sets the tone for how others perceive us. But here's the catch. Most words people use are generic and predictable. Greetings like, "Hi, how are you?" or small talk about the weather might feel polite but rarely ignite connection. They fall flat because they don't evoke an emotional response or show genuine interest. Now imagine the difference when someone speaks with clarity and intent. Words chosen with care and purpose have the power to cut through the ordinary and create moments that linger in someone's mind. That's why you and I stands out so strongly. These three words are more than a phrase. They're an invitation to something deeper. They suggest partnership, shared intention, and mutual curiosity. The simplicity of these words is their greatest strength. They bypass the need for elaborate expressions or overthinking, delivering a direct and heartfelt message. In a world where people often struggle to articulate their feelings or intentions, you and I becomes a beacon of authenticity. It's not about impressing someone with poetic lines. It's about making them feel seen and valued. Moreover, the way words are delivered matters just as much as the words themselves. A confident tone, steady eye contact, and a genuine smile amplify the impact of what you say. When you combine you and I with these elements, you transform a simple interaction into something memorable. It's also important to understand that the power of words extends beyond romantic settings. Words are tools that shape how others perceive us in every type of relationship, whether it's a colleague, a friend, or even a stranger. By choosing words that carry intention and emotion, you set yourself apart from the sea of generic conversations. The beauty of you and I is its universality. It transcends contexts and resonates on a human level. It's a phrase that communicates unity, understanding, and purpose without needing any embellishment. This simplicity is precisely what makes it unforgettable. When you start to see words as more than just placeholders, you unlock their full potential. Words, when chosen wisely, become bridges that connect us to others in ways that actions alone cannot. You and I isn't just a phrase, it's a reminder of how powerful communication can be when it comes from the heart. You and I. These three words hold a power that transcends their simplicity. At first glance, they may seem ordinary, but their impact lies in what they represent. They are not just a phrase, they are a key to unlocking deeper connections and forging bonds that stand out in a world of fleeting interactions. Why are these words so powerful? It starts with their meaning. You and I creates an immediate sense of partnership. It shifts the dynamic of a conversation from being about one person to being about the shared experience between two individuals. It's no longer just about what you think or feel, it's about what we can achieve together. This subtle shift in perspective speaks directly to a universal human desire, the need to feel included, understood, and valued. The strength of you and I also comes from its clarity. In an age where communication is often muddled by ambiguity and hesitation, these words stand out as direct and intentional. They tell the other person exactly what you're thinking without confusion or guesswork. This kind of clarity is rare and refreshing. It communicates confidence and focus, qualities that are magnetic in any interaction. Another layer of their power lies in the emotional resonance they carry. You and I is inherently personal. It creates an immediate connection by including the other person in the conversation's purpose. Unlike statements that speak at someone, this phrase speaks with them, inviting collaboration and mutual understanding. Whether it's a romantic encounter, a business proposal, or a friendly exchange, these words set the stage for something meaningful. What makes you and I even more remarkable is their versatility. They are not confined to a single context or scenario. In romantic situations, they evoke closeness and intimacy. In friendships, they foster camaraderie. In professional settings, they inspire collaboration and shared purpose. This adaptability is what allows these three words to resonate with virtually anyone, in any situation. Their simplicity is also a crucial factor. In a world where many people overthink what to say, you and I is refreshingly uncomplicated. There's no need for rehearsed speeches or elaborate expressions. These three words get straight to the point, making them easy to remember and even easier to use. This simplicity is their genius. They carry a profound impact without requiring effort or embellishment. Delivery, of course, is everything. The way you say "you and I" can amplify their meaning exponentially. A calm, confident tone of voice shows authenticity. Direct eye contact demonstrates sincerity. A subtle smile adds warmth. These non-verbal cues work together with the words to create an unforgettable impression. They show that you not only mean what you say, but that you believe in the connection you're building. There's also an element of mystery and curiosity embedded in these words. When someone hears "you and I," their mind instinctively begins to wonder, "You and I, what?" This openness invites engagement and sparks intrigue. It's not a statement that ends a conversation. It's one that begins a journey. Ultimately, "you and I" works because it's more than just a phrase. It's a mindset. It's a way of approaching interactions with purpose, confidence, and clarity. It's a declaration of intention that cuts through the noise and resonates on a deeper level. When you understand how and why these words work, you'll see how they can transform not just conversations, but relationships, opportunities, and even your own self-perception. The phrase "you and I" carries a profound psychological weight because it speaks directly to the core of how humans form connections. Its simplicity masks a deeper complexity that resonates emotionally and cognitively. making it a powerful tool in building meaningful relationships. At its essence, "you and I" creates an instant sense of unity. People are naturally drawn to the idea of belonging, and these words express inclusion without any pretense. Unlike other phrases that keep a distance or place emphasis on the speaker, "you and I" bridges the gap, positioning the listener as an equal and active participant in the conversation. This shared focus fulfills a fundamental human need, the desire to be valued and understood. The directness of the phrase eliminates uncertainty. In many interactions, vague language can leave people second-guessing intentions or struggling to interpret meaning. "You and I" cuts through ambiguity with clarity and purpose. It tells the listener exactly where they stand and what role they play. This straightforwardness is refreshing, particularly in a world where many interactions are clouded by hesitation or lack of intent. What makes "you and I" even more impactful is its ability to spark emotional engagement. It's not just a statement, it's an invitation. These words create curiosity, prompting the listener to think about what could follow. "You and I" hints at collaboration, shared experiences, or mutual goals without being overly descriptive, leaving room for imagination and personal interpretation. This subtle openness makes the listener feel invested in the interaction. Confidence is another cornerstone of the phrase's effectiveness. When spoken with certainty, "you and I" demonstrates assurance in both the speaker and the potential connection. Confidence is universally appealing because it inspires trust and reliability. It conveys to the listener that the speaker is not afraid to take initiative, which often leads to a stronger and more authentic bond. The adaptability of these words is another psychological advantage. Whether in romantic, professional, or casual settings, "you and I" naturally fits into the moment. It's a phrase that transcends context, making it universally relatable. This versatility ensures that the listener feels the sincerity of the message regardless of the situation, enhancing its emotional resonance. Additionally, "you and I" taps into the idea of collaboration. It's a phrase that suggests working together toward a shared purpose, and humans are wired to respond positively to cooperative language. This creates a subtle but powerful feeling of alignment, as if both individuals are on the same team. That sense of togetherness is a key factor in building trust and rapport. Ultimately, the power of "you and I" lies in its ability to communicate connection with precision and emotional depth. It is both an anchor and a starting point, anchoring the listener in the present moment while opening the door to future possibilities. Few words can achieve this level of impact with such elegance and ease. In romantic relationships, where emotions run deep and connections are built on subtle nuances, the right words can make all the difference. "You and I" offers a way to bridge emotional gaps, inviting intimacy and understanding without the need for overthinking or elaborate speeches. Its strength lies not in its simplicity alone, but in how it's applied. Romantic moments often thrive on authenticity. Many interactions falter because people either overcomplicate what they're trying to say or lean on overly rehearsed phrases. Instead, "you and I" shifts the focus to a shared connection, effortlessly breaking down walls and creating a sense of belonging. When spoken naturally, it feels personal, warm, and inviting. Imagine you're meeting someone new. Small talk might keep the conversation going, but it rarely leaves an impression. Instead of saying something generic like, "It's nice to meet you," try introducing a spark of connection with, "You and I would have an incredible time discovering more about each other." This slight change transforms an ordinary interaction into one that feels meaningful and unique. In deeper romantic exchanges, "you and I" becomes a tool for expressing genuine emotion. For example, during a heartfelt conversation, saying, "You and I understand each other in ways I didn't think were possible," conveys vulnerability and trust. These words have a way of breaking through emotional barriers, opening the door to honest and profound connections. Tone matters. How you say "you and I" shapes the impact it will have. A quiet and steady voice, paired with direct eye contact, makes the phrase feel sincere and intentional. In moments of appreciation, such as after a shared experience, saying, "You and I make such a great team," can reinforce the bond and show gratitude for the relationship's dynamic. Humor and playfulness can also amplify the charm of "you and I." Imagine sharing a joke and following it up with, "You and I should definitely enter the world's best duo competition." This light-hearted approach not only keeps things fun but also builds rapport, creating memories that are both joyful and impactful. Timing is essential when using these words. Dropping "you and I" into a conversation without context can feel forced. Instead, let it emerge naturally during a moment of shared laughter, a meaningful exchange, or when the other person is fully engaged. Its power lies in how it complements the moment, enhancing rather than dominating the interaction. Another important aspect is flexibility. "You and I" can adapt to different romantic stages, from early flirtations to long-term relationships. In the beginning, it sparks curiosity, while in established relationships, it reinforces connection. For example, saying, "You and I should plan a getaway," to your partner adds excitement and demonstrates initiative. Ultimately, "you and I" isn't just a phrase. It's an opportunity to express interest, build trust, and create intimacy. Its versatility ensures that it fits seamlessly into various romantic scenarios, while its authenticity guarantees it will be remembered. When used with care and intention, these three words can transform how you connect with someone special. While "you and I" shines brightly in romantic connections, its true brilliance lies in its ability to transcend boundaries and adapt to other aspects of life. These three words are far more than a romantic tool. They are a universal key that unlocks trust, collaboration, and rapport in friendships, professional relationships, and even casual encounters. Friendships often thrive on shared experiences and a sense of belonging. Using "you and I" in a friendly context reinforces those bonds. For instance, saying, "You and I need to plan that hike we talked about," not only creates excitement, but also conveys that you value their time and company. Small gestures like these strengthen the fabric of a friendship by adding intention to everyday conversations. In the workplace, "you and I" becomes a powerful phrase for fostering teamwork and cooperation. Imagine approaching a colleague with, "You and I can tackle this project together and make it a success." This shifts the narrative from individual responsibility to shared achievement, cultivating an atmosphere of collaboration. It communicates confidence in both your abilities and theirs, creating a dynamic where trust and productivity flourish. Even in casual settings, "you and I" can turn ordinary interactions into moments of connection. Whether it's with a neighbor, a stranger at a social event, or even a service provider, this phrase bridges gaps. Saying something like, "You and I could make a great team organizing this event," transforms the interaction from transactional to engaging, leaving a positive and lasting impression. "You and I" also works remarkably well in family relationships. Often, conversations with loved ones can become routine or lack depth. By incorporating this phrase, you can renew closeness and express care. For example, telling a sibling, "You and I should spend more time together, just like old times," creates warmth and nostalgia, encouraging reconnection. What makes "you and I" so effective in non-romantic settings is its inherent versatility. These words adapt seamlessly, regardless of the scenario, because they focus on inclusion and shared purpose. Unlike more formal language, they feel personal and approachable, making them ideal for both casual and meaningful exchanges. Every interaction, no matter how brief, has the potential to build bridges. The simplicity of you and I makes it an easy yet profound way to enrich those moments. When used outside of romance, these words show that connection isn't reserved for special occasions. It's a skill you can apply to every corner of your life. It's natural to question the power of something as simple as you and I. In a world where we're often taught to believe that only grand gestures or elaborate words create impact, it's easy to dismiss the quiet strength of simplicity. But I invite you to pause for a moment and reflect. These three words hold more than just their literal meaning. They carry the essence of connection, an invitation to something deeper. One of the most common doubts people have is whether you and I is too simple to matter. They wonder how something so straightforward can create an impression or build a bond. Yet simplicity is not a weakness, it's a strength. When you say, you and I, you strip away distractions, focusing entirely on the relationship you want to nurture. These words remind us that connection doesn't come from complexity, but from clarity, sincerity, and presence. There's another hesitation many feel. What if you and I sounds rehearsed or insincere? It's a valid concern, especially in a world where authenticity is often questioned. But let me tell you this. Words only feel hollow when they're spoken without heart. The power of you and I lies not just in the phrase itself, but in the energy you bring to it. When you truly mean what you say, your tone, your body language, and even the pause before you speak will reflect that truth. Some might believe that these words are only meant for romance, that their magic works best in relationships defined by love or attraction. But you and I is far more universal. Think about the last time you felt genuinely seen by someone, a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger. These moments often arise from shared understanding, and that's exactly what you and I creates. It's an acknowledgement of the bond between two people, regardless of the context. And then there's the fear that you and I is too ordinary to feel special. But here's the beauty of it. What makes these words extraordinary isn't their uniqueness, it's the meaning you infuse into them. When you say you and I, you're offering a bridge, a path to something meaningful. Delivered with intention, these words carry your care, your presence, and your commitment to the moment. That's what makes them unforgettable. Finally, let's talk about timing. Some might hesitate, unsure of when or how to use these words. But here's the truth. The right moment is when you're fully present. You and I isn't about perfection, it's about honesty. When spoken in the flow of a real connection, these words feel natural and transformative. So, if you've ever doubted whether three simple words could carry such weight, I encourage you to try them for yourself. Say them with care, with meaning, and with your full heart behind them. You'll see how they have the power to transcend doubts, build trust, and create bonds that truly matter. The power of you and I lies not only in the words themselves, but also in how they are delivered. As discussed earlier, these three words carry immense weight, but their impact is amplified when spoken with the right tone, accompanied by purposeful body language and timed perfectly within a conversation. Crafting this delivery requires attention to detail and an understanding of how verbal and nonverbal cues work together. Your voice is the foundation of effective communication. A calm, confident tone imbues you and I with sincerity and strength, immediately making the listener feel at ease. For example, speaking in a steady rhythm with deliberate pauses draws attention to the words themselves, allowing their meaning to sink in. Avoid rushing through the phrase. It's the subtle pacing that transforms it from casual to impactful. Body language is equally essential in ensuring you and I feels authentic. Maintaining eye contact signals trust and creates a deeper connection with the listener. For instance, when you say, "You and I should work on this together," looking directly into the other person's eyes conveys your genuine interest in collaboration. Combine this with an open posture, relaxed shoulders and uncrossed arms to make the interaction feel warm and inviting. Timing can make or break the effectiveness of "you and I." The phrase works best when used at a moment that feels natural and relevant to the conversation. For example, after sharing a mutual laugh or discovering a common interest, saying, "You and I would make a great team," reinforces the bond already forming. Using the phrase too early or out of context risks making it feel forced, which diminishes its authenticity. Another layer of delivery involves subtle expressions. A genuine smile paired with "you and I" creates a sense of friendliness and approachability. However, don't overdo it. Expressions that feel exaggerated can come across as insincere. Instead, let your facial expressions mirror the tone of the moment, whether it's excitement, curiosity, or admiration. Pacing your words also plays a key role in delivering "you and I" effectively. For example, breaking the phrase into its components, pausing slightly between "you" and "I" adds emphasis and allows the listener to focus on each part. This technique, though simple, elevates the meaning of the words and ensures they resonate more deeply. Finally, adaptability is crucial. Every interaction is unique, so the way you deliver "you and I" should fit the situation and the person you're speaking to. In a professional setting, a confident and businesslike tone is more appropriate. In a casual encounter, a playful or light-hearted delivery feels more natural. Tailoring your approach ensures the words always feel genuine. The art of delivery transforms "you and I" from a simple phrase into a powerful tool for connection. Mastering voice, body language, and timing ensures these three words leave an unforgettable impression, no matter the context. No matter how powerful the phrase "you and I" may be, there are moments when using it might feel challenging. Perhaps the situation feels too awkward, or you worry the words won't land as intended. These challenges are part of human connection, and learning how to navigate them can make all the difference. Let's explore how you can overcome these hurdles with confidence and ease. Sometimes the difficulty lies in the fear of rejection. You might hesitate to say "you and I" because you're unsure how the other person will respond. But remember this: connection is about courage. When you use these words with authenticity, even if the response isn't what you hoped, you've still planted a seed of honesty. Take a deep breath and trust that your sincerity will resonate more than you realize. Another challenge is finding the right moment. Conversations can be unpredictable, and it's easy to feel like no time is perfect. Here's a comforting truth: the perfect moment often doesn't exist, but presence does. Pay attention to the flow of the conversation, the tone, and the energy. When the time feels right, even if it's not perfect, let the words come naturally. Trust that your intention will guide the delivery. In some cases, you might worry that "you and I" could feel out of place. This happens most often in formal or unfamiliar settings. To overcome this, adjust your tone and context to match the environment. In a professional setting, for instance, you might say, "You and I can collaborate to make this project a success." Tailoring the phrase to fit the situation ensures it feels natural and appropriate. Another practical hurdle is self-doubt. You might wonder if you're using the phrase correctly or if it sounds genuine. To quiet this doubt, focus on your purpose. Why are you saying "you and I"? Is it to show care, build trust, or share a vision? When your intention is clear, the words will naturally carry the weight you want them to. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. With patience and practice, using "you and I" becomes second nature. Every time you overcome a challenge, you strengthen not just your ability to connect, but your confidence in expressing yourself with honesty and grace. The power of you and I is now in your hands. You've seen how these three simple words can break barriers, create bonds, and open doors to deeper connections. But knowledge alone isn't enough. True transformation begins when you take what you've learned and start applying it to your everyday interactions. This is your moment to embrace the potential these words carry. Start small. Think of a friend, a colleague, or someone in your life you'd like to connect with more deeply. Instead of waiting for the right time, create it. A simple sentence like, "You and I should talk more often," can reawaken a bond or build a new one. Notice how the other person responds, not just in words, but in their expressions and energy. Be intentional. As you use "you and I," remember that the heart behind the phrase matters most. Speak from a place of sincerity, where your words align with your feelings. Whether you're suggesting a shared experience, encouraging teamwork, or expressing gratitude, let these words reflect your genuine desire to connect. Don't stop at words. Pair "you and I" with action. When you say, "You and I should make this happen," follow through. The actions that back your words are what make them unforgettable, creating trust and strengthening relationships. Finally, reflect on how you feel. Every time you use "you and I," you're not just building connections with others, you're also shaping how you see yourself. Each meaningful interaction adds to your confidence, making these words a natural extension of who you are. Now it's your turn. Say it, mean it, live it. Let "you and I" become more than words. Let them transform your world, one connection at a time. Now it's your turn. If this resonated with you, let's keep growing together. Subscribe to this channel and become part of a community that's all about building stronger connections and becoming your best self. If you found value in this, consider giving a super thanks. It helps support this journey and allows us to create even more content for you. Let's make this a space where you and I thrive together.